Buccaneers offensive coordinator Byron Leftwich is talking about his side of the ball, the Bucs offense, and how there's still some room for growth. Take a listen.
When you really listen to people talk about us, that's emotions talking. That's not really people that's watching us get better every week. For some reason, everybody want to throw dirt on the Bucs. But we're not ready for people to throw dirt on us. I think it's been moments where we haven't really been that bad. I think you guys over-exaggerate because we look different.
Shannon, all right. What do you make of these comments from Byron Leftwich?
Byron Leftwich is speaking out of emotion. So am I supposed to believe the stats or my lying eyes? Because this is what I've noticed about coaches, Skip. They love analytics and stats when they support their arguments. But when they crush their arguments, let's throw them out the window. Now, this is what we know about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They've scored 30 points or more twice this year, once in a 10-point loss. Last year, they had 10 games where they scored at least 30. Another 3 in which they scored 28, 28, 27. Hell, they even had 3 games where they scored 40 or more.
Yep.
But, hey, let's not panic. Okay, Skip, last year they were second in points scored. Mm-hmm. This year they're 24th. Last year they were second in red zone touchdowns. This year they're 25th. They were second in third down conversion last year. This year they're 22nd. They were 4th in point differential last year. They're 22nd in point differential this year. But let's go down to the bottom, Skip. This is where it gets interesting. Last year they were first in pass yards. This year they're second in pass yards. This year they're first in percentage of passes. Last year they were first in percentage. This year they allowed the fewest amount of sacks. Last year, they allowed the fewest amount of sacks. But look at the points scored. Really, they throw the ball just as much. They get just as many yards. Mm-hmm. They allow just as few sacks. But guess what? They go from second in points scored to 24th. But nothing's changed. Mm. What happens, Skip, is that game for Carolina, and it padded their stats. Think about where they would have been had he not thrown for 432. As my grandfather said, son, all they did was put frosting on poop. Mm. You know what it is. You know when you scrape that frosting off the top of it, you know what's up under there. So Byron Leftwich, we're not going to let you do this. Skip, I believe Byron, I don't believe. I know damn well he deserves an opportunity to be a head coach next season. But I'm not going to let you sit up here and talk about that's emotion talking. That is not emotion. You guys scored 16, scored 12. Skip, remember they lost to Green Bay? They scored 12 points. They lost to Kenny Pickett and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think they scored like 18 or 19 points. That's not our imagination. That's not emotion. Bro, these are facts. So I don't get what he's saying. How you go from scoring 10 games of having at least 30 points to 2? And one of them you lost by 10. Come on, B. I get it. You want to support your team. Say, look, he's like, well, there are times we haven't looked bad. Yeah, in the last 2 minutes of a ball game in which the game is close, that's when you look good. But throughout the entirety of the ball game, more times than not, y'all been awful. So don't try to fool us and talk about, oh, that's emotion talking. Nah, y'all played bad, and that's emotion talking out of you.
By the way, given your farm background, I thought you'd go, that's lipstick on a pig. No,
no, we put lipstick in. Right. We had a couple of pigs. We had pigs. We had pigs. We had chickens.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right. Byron Leftwich. First and foremost, I believe he is trying to protect and enhance his reputation as a potential head coach in this league. So I give him this because I would expect nothing less from him. He's trying to defend what he has wrought this year, because if he doesn't, he might fall out of the spotlight of a potential next head coach.
But Skip, considering his 2021 stats and how they looked and how Brady played last year, this year hurts his argument.
Okay.
When you look at it, I know, but I'm saying, Skip, I mean, you look at where they were, Skip, they were like first or second in every meaningful offensive category. Okay. And now they're in the 20s.
Okay. I also believe that he believes, because he's been around that quarterback long enough, and they are close enough now, because I think they are very close, that he knows he's speaking from the ultimate position of strength, because he still has that guy who is still as clutch as any late-game quarterback playing the game today. So he's betting on that guy because he's the ultimate, Brady's the ultimate, don't count him out guy, don't write him off guy. And Byron knows this, because if he says publicly, you better not throw dirt on us just yet, I think he's speaking mostly about Brady, because you know how Brady gets, he just goes psycho. If you count him out, if you write him off, if you disrespect him, he's going to say, watch this.
Right.
So I think he's trying to fuel Brady's fire by saying, no, don't throw dirt on us just yet.
Right.
And as I reported first on my podcast, and I've said here, he is also speaking from a position of strength because he knows internally they don't believe that Brady has been the problem of the offense this year. And I know for a fact they badly want him back next year.
Right.
So these are all, think about where he's coming from.
Right.
That's the position that he's speaking from.
Okay.
Okay. So he also knows this. I give you all those stats because they're glaring. They're pig stats to me. Okay. But there are two that still jump out. Tom Brady still leads the league in completions. You can spin it all the way you want, but he is leading the league in in completions, and he's second in yards passing to Mahomes.
Yeah.
He's 438 yards behind Mahomes.
Right.
Well, given all those just pathetic stats,
yeah.
he's still thrown within 400 yards of the guy that you've got as the runaway MVP.
But that's my point, Skip.
Okay.
Think about how many times he's thrown the ball, how many completions he has, and how few points they've actually scored. That goes to my argument.
All right. But they have no running game, and you want to talk about pig, lipstick on pig. You can't even put any lipstick on that pig because they are dead last in rushing, and they were from the second game on.
So let me get this straight: is Warwick Dunn and Mike Allstott going to join them in the playoffs?
No.
So if they couldn't run the ball in the regular season,
I don't know why, but it is just pathetic.
Yes.
And so it takes away. Brady has no play action to lean on because he's been really good at play action. He's good with the football.
Yes.
He has nice. He's a good play faker.
Yes.
And as you well know, it can really work when you have a run. Think about your Terrell Davis team.
Yes.
My God.
Yeah, we can run. Yeah.
I mean, when you can run like that, and then all of a sudden John pulls it back,
Yes.
and Shea Sharp's running.
Yes.
I mean, you're just running free because they have committed.
Yes.
Because they can't stop your run. You were running teams out of the building, right?
Yes.
Okay. Brady has had nothing to fall back on. It's just him in the pocket. And when he play fakes, I'm embarrassed for him because the defense is laughing at him. You're going nowhere with your run game. All right, now think about his offensive line. The whole year, think about what he's had to try to deal with. And yeah, he dirt balls it a lot because that's what he does.
Right.
That's what he was taught to do. But at 45, he's going to do it even more because he's not going to take a shot in the mouth because he knows he's one shot away from his couch. Right?
Yeah,
okay, so think about this. The two tackles have been hurt and are still hurt. They're trying to practice this week, but I don't think either one of them should play because Donovan Smith's been out. And by the way, he leads the league in penalties, and he's missed a couple of games.
Right.
And Tristan Wirfs is a stud. He's a first-team All-Pro, and he's got a high ankle sprain that is no good. And I don't think he should even try to be playing. But he's one of those who will just. He's a warrior.
Well, let me ask you this. If your two starting tackles doesn't play, you feel comfortable with Brady playing?
No, I don't. That's why I'm having a hard time with the whole concept of what are you doing? Okay, so they lost a Pro Bowl guard in Marpet. They lost a Pro Bowl center in Ryan Jensen, although he's back. And we'll get to this in a minute. I don't know if he's going to try to play a little against Atlanta to get his feet wet to see if he can get back in, but he's been gone the whole year. And then Alex Kappa was a premium free agent who wound up not staying there, but he went to block for Joe Burrow.
Right.
Okay? So think about the offensive line pretty much has been in shambles all year. The receiving core. It's got to be the slowest receiving core in the league. I defy you to go find one. Okay, so Pro Football Focus grades them as a group 19th best in receiving core. There's no Gronk. There's no AB. So what? Yet Pro Football Focus grades their passing game. If they just grade the passing game, they've got them 6th.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's decent.
Yeah,
that's what Byron's saying is, well, okay, we haven't been very good, but we're not that bad, right?
No. As a group, but Skip, don't you want to produce? Don't you want all those passing and all those stats? You want points. That's how you win games.
What you mostly want is red zone points, which has just driven me nuts.
And they've gone from 2nd last year to 25th.
I can't even begin to explain. There's nobody he trusts, and I thought it was going to be Mike Evans. And Mike Evans went 11 straight games with no touchdowns?
Yes.
Are you kidding me? He's 6 feet 5 inches tall. And against Carolina, he can trick you. He can run by you. If you don't honor him, if you start treating him as pure possession, that's what the tape was telling them. He does nothing but this and this. He just in break, out break. Okay,
and he lulled him to sleep and he took off on him.
He just took off on him, and it was.